Do dogs do blowjobs? It sounded like a fucking 6th grade Google search.
Just standing there, gray sweatpants, pass by, 12:30
With stains on them.
Huge erect. I don't care or know what privacy is.
It was the glory days, and it went from the house of horrors to the house of horrors. And you're like, I don't know which one it went from to.
This week, I had a weird theological discussion with myself about what a nap is.
Every fucking time.
I love doing this.
We
every
sit here and
week.
we're like, I don't know. And then you're just like, actually, here's my dissertation from college that I never attended. And,
First of all, I definitely attended a college. I don't.
You attended a college?
I've been to a college.
We've all been inside a building. That doesn't make it.
I have learned things inside of a college building.
Like what? Where to get the drugs at?
I know where the bathrooms are at.
Hey, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, always good to know.
And then it gets awkward because they're like the community bathrooms and you're trying to take a shit and everyone's trying to shower and they go there and you're 15 and shouldn't be there.
Catch a guy blow drying his ass crack in the push dryer, just backed up against
Yeah,
it.
you want to talk to me about blow drying your ass crack in a public bathroom?
Oh man,
Have you ever
give me your top 3?
I don't have an ass crack one, but I do have a very specific one. Me and Matt the God were in Chicago to see Little B the first night and Father the next night. We just had a weekend bender, stayed at a friend's house. We were walking down by Navy Pier, like along that like river walk, and the water kept creeping up over the sidewalk, and we would both be like, look at that, it's gonna get someone's shoes wet. I'm wearing black Vans. I let it happen, completely soak my shoes.
Yeah.
And we had walked, that day we ended up walking 22 miles around Chicago.
So your feet were just wet.
So I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. So we went to this little bar I know of. It's like underground. And I'm in the bathroom. I had my shoes and my socks off at the table. We were drinking. And I'm like, they'll just air out. No, not at all. So I went in the bathroom with my socks and I put my socks over the hole on the blow jar and I just turned it on and it blew my sock up. And I was like, this is one of the things I'm doing in the bathroom where I hope no one comes in. Because could you imagine walking in and it's just me with like the little footy sock over the blow dryer?
I've walked into worse things. I hear rumor of a place where someone I know works at where they had a homeless woman in there recently they had to kick out because she was bathing her nether regions in the sink.
I mean, where else are you going to do it?
And people were getting flashed when they went into the bathroom to go use the laboratories.
I mean, going into the bathroom, you should always be on deck to be flashed.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
In a public bathroom,
privates are coming out.
I believe in a public bathroom, you need to be prepared to face anything and everything because much like how we discussed in earlier episodes, everyone has a certain way of wiping their ass. I believe everyone has a certain bathroom routine. And when you're in public, it doesn't really matter because it's a bathroom. You're going to do it your way anyway. So,
well, even as a guy, when you go into the bathrooms and it's just the free-for-all urinals, no walls, no nothing, no one ever talks about the penises that you see in your peripheral. Like you're always seeing shaking.
You always got to look up.
Yeah,
like, you're
but I'm
always
still,
looking up.
you're seeing shaking. I'm not seeing
standing
dicks,
as
but
close
you're
as you can,
I
eyes up
know.
the whole time.
I like when there's something to read because then
I
feels
don't.
like it.
I will literally close my eyes and like purposefully drown out all sound. I'm like, I need to escape
I keep
from
my
this.
eyes up. I'm not glancing, but I always see a little shake.
Now, what is more uncomfortable, the big line of urinals or the giant urinal?
Trough is a nightmare.
Trough.
If I go in and I see a trough with a line of dudes, I'm probably just gonna take it elsewhere.
Because like to me, a trough is so much worse because there's no distinction about where you should be standing. There's no gauge in the line because it's like,
and that's more dicks out. You're just like putting your dicks in a trough.
There's just people just pissing on the floor in those situations.
You ever be at like a big show like the Metro Center or something where there's like a trough though, and you see the little kids having to go up and they're just like eye level with the trough, and I'm like, I don't even know how you're getting your equipment up there to put that away.
How could you even be? I couldn't even be comfortable like kids coming up to a trough and pissing right next to me. I would just hold it.
I don't like kids even being near me.
I'd go piss in a garbage can somewhere. I don't give a shit.
I will gladly piss in the stairwell of your United Center.
And if you would like us to come piss in the stairwell of the United Center, we have so many different ways you can get at us.
Yeah, starting with www.dapperdadspodcast.com, where you can do anonymous submissions. We have one that's not so anonymous that we'll be getting into. Also, everywhere there you can hit all the links to stream us on anything. We're on everything. We're sick of saying it, but it's all there. You can also get at us, dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com, if you'd like to send emails for some reason. Also, 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. call us, leave a voicemail for our 1-year episode. It's rapidly approaching.
Very
Tell
rapidly.
us your favorite anything, parts, episodes, your least favorite things. Just give us some shit to talk about.
Tell us why you fuck with us. Tell us what you enjoy about it.
What episode you got in on. Just give us your backstory. You've heard literally everything we have to say.
Yeah.
So give us some shit to talk about. Follow us on Twitter at DapperDads. Follow us on Instagram at dapperdadspodcast. Buy some goddamn merch.
For the love of God.
www.thedapperdads.com/shop. There's goodies in there. There'll be more goodies. Only if you guys buy shit. If you don't, fuck you. You're not getting anything.
We got the
free stickers. We will mail you stickers. We have so many stickers.
They're everywhere.
My room is filled with stickers.
My family is eating stickers. Please take some off of my hands.
We're all eating stickers at this point. I thought you were gonna do something cool.
No, just a leg cramp.
I got a leg cramp, like tapping along to drums in the car the other day, and I was just
I acquired 4 filing cabinets.
Okay.
And 5 pallets that I had to transport myself and got into a basement by myself, which is fine because that's just how life goes sometimes.
What are you doing with 4 filing cabinets? You have that many files, or are you opening up a store?
Well, see, here's the thing.
If you want to buy, we'll give away a filing cabinet.
You want a free filing cabinet from Slim?
You don't want to look at the files he's storing. I've seen a taste, and they're disgusting.
You have to pick 1 through 4. Each one contains different secrets from Slim. But but I'm not going to tell you what categories are in them. Each one has 2 drawers. Each drawer is a dedicated section.
You know what I hate? I have a filing cabinet, and what I end up doing is not filing things, but more so just throwing things in there. So there's a pile of what I deem as important. And then I'm like, oh, I need to contact my bank with this information. And then I just open it, and I'm like, I'm not even going to contact them. Fuck
See,
this.
what I'm afraid of is because if I had bought 1 filing cabinet, I would have thought like, okay, this is obviously to file things in and blah, blah, blah. But I got such a good deal on them that I figured I might as well get 4. And
so you bought 4?
Yeah, but for an incredibly low price.
Can we say how low you're talking?
I cut them 50% on what they originally wanted me to pay for them, so I paid $5 a filing cabinet.
I mean, that is a good deal, but that just seems excessive.
For what?
For having 4 filing cabinets.
I mean, they're the little ones. They're where it's like
I
1,
don't care if they're just one.
So I mean, technically, I guess I could make like 2 big filing cabinets.
For what? How many files do you have?
Well,
it's concerning how much important information you seem to have.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it. I have a whole life outside of this podcast I have to run.
4 filing cabinets full of a life?
Well, I mean, at least two of those
filing
drawers.
Cabinet of a life.
How many papers do you have? Like,
not that many. I don't like papers.
I don't like them either, but I got to have them.
What are you filing?
I don't think I can talk about it a lot on this show.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
This is concerning.
I think I have enough papers to dignify 8 drawers worth of filing cabinets.
That's insanity. I don't have 8 drawers for clothes.
That's rough.
We
should go out and get you some more wardrobe.
No, I have a closet, but I don't have 4 drawers full. I need to get stuff out of them.
I mean, I
like to keep my life minimal because my life is constantly unstable.
I feel you.
So I like to pack lightly. I like to be able to get up and go if it dictates the need to do so.
I would like to do that, but I have a very deep need to nest for some reason.
Yeah, you do buy a lot of impulse buys in your life that I can't justify. So we need to get you an accountant.
Name 3.
3 impulse buys
outside of the filing cabinet.
I mean, the filing cabinet is going to be a huge one.
It's a necessity.
I don't know, man. I've seen
the filing cabinets.
8
I'm thinking about bringing one over here.
There's one behind us.
Yeah, we could use another one.
For what? There's
files.
This is a paperless work environment.
For now,
we're green. You're killing the world.
What if I use them what if I make like a smoker out of like 4 of them?
Yeah, then I will accept.
And then I have 4 left, and then it can just be for my files.
I don't even know anymore. This is incredibly unbelievable. Sometimes you tell me things, and I'm like...
See, this is why I'm afraid to talk about my personal life too much on this show, because it's very hard to explain sometimes.
Well, yeah, you have a very high overhead with things that don't make any sense.
Name 2 more that aren't the filing cabinet.
I don't know, man. There's a lot.
You just talk very high for a man who seems to have so many examples in his brain that he can think of.
Yeah, I don't have them right off the bat, but then I spend 20 minutes with you outside of this, and I'm like, frivolous.
Sometimes.
And then I have to go with you to sell things because then after a month, you're like, I don't use this anymore, which is admirable. That was one of the things about you. I was like, that's smart. I have a lot of shit that I should just sell because I don't use it. And then you take it to buy filing cabinets. I feel like eventually I'm going to go to your house and it's just going to be, you don't have cabinets. You don't have shit. You just have filing cabinets. Where's your frying pan at? It's in filing cabinet C2.
Ah, that sounds so nice and organized, though.
That's not the proper warehouse for a frying pan.
But what if it was? Think about it. Just a whole drawer. Listen,
then they're gonna be hard
everyone
to get out.
Keeps telling me about I have this great opportunity in my life where I can like restart everything and I could like do all this. Why not with filing cabinets? Why not? Why not go completely organized going forward into the future?
Episode 47 after that was when Slim spiraled out of control with filing cabinets.
I like how a man buys 4 small 2-drawer filing cabinets and suddenly he's off some kind of wagon.
Yeah, you're off the filing cabinet wagon. One of the drawers opened and you flew out of it.
God, they were heavy getting in the house, dude. They're big metal ones.
Oh my God. You keep going back and forth. You're flip-flopping on the subject. They're small, but God, were they heavy.
They're small but heavy. They're like very thick. They're like little curds. Small and thick. We got to get past this, but I never will personally. It's going to keep me up at night. Okay, so tomorrow the dads have a very special project that they're going to be working on, and I feel like during this whole project,
and you're going to try to force feed filing cabinets into that project.
Well, I'm thinking one filing cabinet just out there. We could keep something.
I mean, it could work, but again, I don't know what documents we would keep there. I don't know what documents you need.
Recipes, obviously accounts for the bar. I mean, we're gonna
Dude, you're leaking secrets. Shut up and fuck your filing cabinets. What kind of all right. Fuck you and your filing cabinets. I can't wait.
Me.
I can't wait.
That's right.
I can't wait in a couple months to have the interview where I have to explain what happened, and it's just like Slim's filing cabinet obsession bordered on erotic. He was never the same ever since.
Yeah, he got his dick stuck in a filing cabinet drawer, and he's never been the same. I don't think it's that
far fetched at this point. My filing cabinet has like bank stuff, insurance stuff, tax stuff, which I never can find. Fucking credit card statements.
I don't know what you think I'm going to put in there.
Do you have that much of that stuff? Because you can throw a lot of that away. You don't need the old insurance statements after like not that long.
How long is not that long?
I don't know. I'm paperless at this point. My life is paperless.
Hey, how about this?
No paper trail.
How about you come over and you help me go through all my papers and maybe we can eliminate some filing cabinets?
I mean, I'll do it just for the sake of it at this point.
I feel like you just need to do it so you can like sleep easier at night.
Yeah, this is going to be keeping me up.
You're going to be having some odd nightmares about me in filing cabinets.
I can't justify it.
Wake up with your knee throbbing and shit. That's like you're shining. You're like...
It's just filing cabinets. Jesus
Little Danny
Christ.
Torrance face at 3 a.m. just
his dead body in a filing cabinet. Yeah, that's too far. Not owning 8 filing cabinets.
Guy in a dog suit getting a blowjob next to a filing cabinet.
And he has to pull out some very important paperwork on the subject.
The dog suit blowjobs.
Yeah.
It has its own
two dogs do blowjobs. It sounded like a fucking 6th grade Google search.
A 6th grade Ask Jeeves search. Do dogs do blowjobs?
I like to think that Ask Jeeves didn't exist when I was in 6th grade. But it probably
certainly did.
We're dating ourselves.
I wish we were dating ourselves.
What's that?
I'm very lonely.
Would you fuck yourself if you could? Would you fuck
As in
me?
like twist?
I'd fuck me.
I mean, I haven't even seen your dick for what it's worth, so I can't say yes or no.
You want to see it? You want to see it?
Is this where it goes? We haven't even hit a year and we're whipping dicks out.
I mean, we've known each other for 6 years. Dick should have arisen.
They say if a friendship lasts more than 7, it lasts a lifetime.
That is not true.
This one is not going to.
That is not true. I was friends with someone for 9 years and I cut him off cold. Shout out to you. You may be listening.
Good to know.
Good to know, yeah. You just get fed up. And I mean, I'm on the brink with you.
Yeah,
I see you so much now. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's concerning.
Was I like a monkey's paw situation where like
I wished for a good friend, and I got
and you got too much of it.
Yeah, you're definitely too much.
Yeah, I'm too much of a good friend.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Yeah,
too much of a person.
Yeah, I'm. If
too
one,
much in public, too much in private.
Yeah, if one could describe me in most general situations, it's just too much.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to sum it up.
Too Much Slim, my autobiography.
Is that what it's
coming
called?
this fall?
Well, already?
Yeah.
You think you got a life that could fill a book?
I got some stories that could make a very small book with some fluff. Where you go to Barnes and Noble and you're like $26.95 for this.
That's how this is a bold statement. I think all books are too expensive.
All books?
You read them once. I mean, maybe the Bible's worth it. I haven't gotten around to thumbing through that in a minute. But
there's a couple of good things in there.
I own a couple books, and I look at them, and I'm like, these just take up space. See, again, maybe if I had 8 filing cabinets full of books, it would make more sense.
I have more books than
I've
what
seen
could
your
fill
books.
Filing. No, what you saw at the house, that was probably a third of the books I have.
But then, like, how often do you reread books?
Depends on how much I like them.
Yeah, but you're not like I read.
No,
a book
I'm not
once.
like I'm not like.
I don't know if I've ever read a book twice.
Rarely will I reread books. Now, there's one series I will reread, and that's
Dune.
Damn,
Jesus
my
Christ.
buddy knows me.
Yeah, because I'm a good friend, unlike you. What books would I reread?
The Slash autobiography.
That is a good book.
Yeah,
it's a very good book. But I read it once and I have all the knowledge. I retain as much as I'm gonna, which isn't enough. Because sometimes when I'm reading a book, I'm like, what happened? Especially if it's
then
like...
you go back and you reread it.
Yeah.
You ever just realize you're putting words in front of your face to say you can?
You ever reading a book and then you're just thinking of other shit and then you're like, did I even read that last chapter?
You ever just read?
No, I don't know how.
You ever
I listen to
live in a society?
audiobooks. I found a way to get constant free audiobooks. I'm not going to disclose it, but it is a loophole in the system. And
You're going to let me know about it after the show.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know. It's pretty simple. What you need to do is have a ton of emails, which I keep 10 on deck. Because sometimes I'm like, this is a good word that I've thought of. I'll get that email just in case it ever turns into something. So I have too many emails.
A good word. Give me one.
Blabber flaps. That's a good word, right?
I feel like if it's a registered domain, it's definitely like a BBW porn site.
Blabber flaps?
Blabber flaps.
No.
Big fat girls.
Jesus, you ruin everything. That's why I don't pitch you anything anymore.
At least I'm telling you, there's a demographic for people like me. At least if you pitch something to me, I'm giving you what a certain percentage of the population's thinking.
Yeah, but it's not the fan base I'm looking for. It's not the clientele I'm trying to gain with blabber flaps. It's just a fun word.
I'm not the one who does a show with me every week.
Yeah, no one would listen. It would just be Slim's file cabinet review, week 427.
Now this one came with some very nice greased up hinges on it. It didn't creak too much when you slid it in and out, but goddamn did it sound very loud when we kicked it shut. Blew a firecracker up in that motherfucker. Outdented the sides like a bitch.
Do you ever have the filing cabinets that just slowly creep open?
Where's like
I have a desk in my room. You've seen it. It's where I do all the important work outside of this. And
a lot of frustration going on.
Yeah, that's the only way I do it. And the top drawer is my new junk drawer, which I feel like is an important staple in your life. You should have a good quality junk drawer of shit. A lot of mine is illicit and not something I let people browse through per se, but it just creeps open like a little bit over time. So
because there's so much evil in that drawer, it just wants to get out.
Mine as I've referenced it, mine as like a 16-year-old was crazy. The shit I had in my 16-year-old junk drawer was like brass knuckles, which I still have, but now I display them because they're a relic, we'll say. Good and bad memories drenched all over them. But then I had like condoms and like lighter fluid and a bunch of lighters and like fireworks.
Looking like a Bart Simpson toolbox pretty much.
Basically a Bart Simpson who has aged and kept cigarettes in there.
I mean, he's got to grow up at some point.
You'd think so, but he's been 10 for 30 years.
Yeah,
just like you.
Yeah. My brain just snaps in that moment. I snap out of the coma.
Wake up. Wake up.
Why would they be saying wake up Slim?
Because they know that that's going to work. I don't fucking know. I don't know how your hypothetical bullshit comas work.
I don't either.
Do you think you wanted to be Bart Simpson your whole life?
I did. I think I wanted to be Homer Simpson my whole life.
That's upsetting.
Why is it? I think it's more upsetting to want to be Bart than Homer.
No, Bart was like a wild heck raiser, which is the Simpsons reference.
I just kind of liked the idea of Homer because he was like a good patriarch who just did whatever he wanted.
But he's big and stupid.
I'm also big and stupid.
Yeah, but I think he's bigger. Not stupid.
I mean, I think he might weigh more than me.
I would assume so. Can we talk about Action Bronson's fucking face?
Can I talk about how very uncomfortable it makes me?
Oh, he looks like he definitely sends a dick pic now.
Before he just looked like the really cool guy that grew up in your neighborhood. You know, you run into him at like your barbecues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like he talks about like
it's fun. He's got a lot of stories.
I feel like he's the kind of dude you'd see at like Soundset, and you're like, that dude's been coming to every Soundset festival.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of inane hip hop knowledge. He's probably a lot of fun to hang around. Now he looks like the creepy guy
outside of a playground.
Not even the creepy guy outside of a playground. I feel like that's going too stereotyped. I get the vibe of like the creepy guy that works at the Dairy Queen that hits all the 18-year-olds that come in, you know?
Yeah.
And he's always like, hey, you know, I can get you some free Frosties if you come in around 10 or something.
Frosties at Dairy Queen? I would be fucking down.
Wouldn't that be great?
I'd be like, you don't have the technology. That's how he lures you into his van.
Yeah.
He looks like he definitely has Snapchat, but he doesn't understand how it works. And all the camera angles are from like underneath with the bad greasy double chin.
Action Bronson without a beard looks like Will Sasso's creepy cousin.
Oh, yeah. That's a perfect one. What do you think Will Sasso's up to now?
Will Sasso, outside of vomiting pure lemons, haven't you seen those vines?
No.
He had, okay.
Vine is dead.
No, back in the day, Will Sasso had this whole, it was called like Lemon, and it was all, I'll have to show you after the show because you are not going to believe me. This sounds insane, but everybody can look this up. Fact check this. Type in Will Sasso Lemon Vine compilation, and there's gonna be like 50 of these fucking things where it's just jokes he does where he's like blah, and he spits out a whole lemon.
Wow.
Like, or it was multiple lemons, lemonade.
Do you think it was the height of his career?
More than MADtv?
I mean, who the fuck knows about MADtv anymore?
I loved MADtv. God, MADtv was so because what did Will Sasso do on that? He was John Madden, and it was really
that's
fantastic.
Like really all he is like clung to.
No, he did Kenny Rogers for a while on there too.
Yeah, but Kenny Rogers was only topical for so long.
Then they had the other guy do Kenny. Did you remember Kenny Rogers Jackass that they used to do on there?
Vaguely.
They had Kenny Rogers Jackass.
I vaguely remember all of MADtv. There's not
like
enough.
There's little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
The ones I remember the most, they had Kenny Rogers Jackass, and they had Kenny Rogers Jackass 2 with guys from Jackass. They had Wee Man, Steve-O, Preston Lacey was on there. There was one other guy that was on there. I can't remember who it was though. But they did like Gladiators. Wee Man was in a bunny costume, and they were just getting hit with swords and shit. They did Condiment Sundays, where it was like fruit punch bowls full of mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. And the first Kenny Rogers Jackass had a dairy challenge where they were just seeing how much dairy they could drink in an hour, and they were just throwing up and shocking each other with cattle prods the whole time.
Of course.
And then they also had Kenny Rogers Punked, which was one of my favorite things ever.
Yes, welcome to the Dapper Dads, the MADtv fan podcast.
Man, I loved Mad because it was always a fight between me and my mom on Saturdays because she wanted to watch Saturday Night Live because she thought it was
respectable one.
Yeah, she thought it was funnier than that MADtv, and I was like, no, this one's
as
funnier.
As an adult, yeah, as a child, MADtv.
As a child, MADtv all the way. Because
what was the claymation thing where it would always get killed? Was it
Mr.
like
Bill.
Was it a Mr. Bill thing? That's what I wanted to say, but
no, that was like Mr. Bill was before MADtv.
Yeah, but there was like a claymation thing because I specifically remember as a kid, there's one where it's like a cops claymation thing, and the like main claymation guy like exposes himself, and it's like blurred out, and then they like shoot him a bunch of times, and it gave me a lot of weird feelings as a child.
We'd have to fact check.
It's very inappropriate. I know it exists. Please God, let it exist. You ever think of things like that, and you're like, if this was just a dream I had as a child, then I shouldn't be here
Yeah,
anymore.
I thought the same thing about Mr. Mac until the invention of the internet in like 2008, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mr. Mac from the movie?
No.
Okay, it was the moon guy from the Big Mac commercials in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Because I always had that weird memory as a kid of seeing him on the piano, like, where's the weird star fade, and I was like, it just looked weird to me because the face didn't move, you know? And forever, I thought I made it up in my head, and I didn't, like, tell anyone about it. I thought I had a nightmare about, like,
the things
like
you
a
don't
moon
tell
man.
people. Yeah.
And then I think it was Saint Pepsi. It was a vaporwave artist started
this
using.
All sounds like a fever
This
dream.
sounds like a fever dream, but I
Saint
fact checked
Pepsi
me. It's 100% real.
Moon.
Saint Pepsi put out an album that had the Mr. Mac on it as album artwork, and I freaked out because I was like. But then I looked it up, and they're like, no, it's a McDonald's Big Mac commercial. And I like saw it on YouTube, and it's one of those things where it snapped in my brain.
It all pops.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable because it all flushes back. I've been going down bad weird rabbit hole on YouTube of like compilation videos of like lists, like top 5 unsolved murders with a voicemail.
Those go real deep.
I've gone so deep that all of my recommended videos that like I curated well, things that I do like to watch, like rap videos, interviews, live concerts.
It's all fucked up now.
Now it's just all murder, conspiracy, nonsense.
Which is going to look great when the FBI has to confiscate your computer.
You watch like one and then they're instantly like recommended. And I've just been going through, like, some of them are like a half an hour long. I'll watch like the top 15 serial killers from Reddit and shit, and I'm just like, fucking shit, like creepy. My favorite shit, I don't want to say favorite because that sounds weird, is like the unsolved things where there's like weird clues, like a weird voicemail or like a note that's all like a fucking cipher that you have to decode, and they never have. And I'm like, how come no one's ever gotten down to the bottom of this? This man was found dead and he dropped out of school and he was illiterate, and in his pocket he had some sort of crazy graphics that you had to, that shit like boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Unsolved shit, like, yeah, shout out Unsolved Mysteries as a child, really led me down this road where I'm just on YouTube for 6 hours a day.
Man, there was a book series I can remember that led me down this rabbit hole. It was a huge set like this that would sit on a shelf of like 30 to 40 books, and they each had weird topics. One was like witchcraft, one was black magic, and it even went through like astronomy, cryptozoology, things like that. And so now when you look at like my YouTube recommendations, it's all paranormal videos, cryptozoology, black magic, shit like that, because like I'm really interested in all that now, and it's so great in this day and age to just have it all funneled into your brain when you can just lay in bed.
And there's so much more, like, you can watch videos.
Like have things more explained.
Yeah,
to
and like,
you know,
whether it's pictures or actual video, like seeing it instead of like reading or hearing about it.
Well, I guess kind of like audiobooks, you know, it's just better to have that with better to have that extra component.
I can't read, so it's a whole nightmare.
I tried to read, but all my teachers would get really mad when I tell them, look at all the pretty little black dots on the page.
Yeah, I only know how to read Braille. It's interesting.
But only by looking at it. I'm kind of an asshole like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to rub it in like 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dots.
I feel it. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
What is this?
But you give me a big old Braille book and I'm just like speed read through like a motherfucker.
Sometimes there's Braille on signs and I don't understand how the person would get to the sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're in like weird locations and I'm like, well, I'm not even going to go, like, I could barely find the sign with my eyeballs. So to be like, I bet there's a sign over here to the left that tells me where things are, I feel like it's a nightmare.
Just the idea of
being blind?
Not even that. So I went to school with someone who was blind, and he tried to, like, he would show me like, okay, that's like this letter, this letter, this letter, and stuff like that. And the way did he feel
your face and then make a sculpture of your face?
Minus the second half, yes.
Can I feel your face?
Yeah, he asked if he could like feel my face, and like,
it's weird. I read a thing about how people who go blind in their life like always remember themselves at that age, like when they think about themselves, so and that like tripped me out.
So like, so like if you went blind now, when you were like 60, then, you would still picture yourself like that,
which would kind of be nice because you wouldn't see your face like deteriorate.
But I mean, like,
feel it and be like, what is this?
But think about like if you suddenly like went blind, the things you would have to rely on everyone else to keep up with, like, hey, does my hair look okay?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is my face washed? Like, everything like that.
Yeah. Well, I've known people who are colorblind, and then they'll be like, does this outfit make sense? And it like doesn't at all. It's like a neon pink shirt and like some crazy shorts, and I'm like, sure, I don't know what you're going for.
The first time I ever heard of color blindness, it was one of my aunt's friends. It was like a roommate of hers. And his was where there was more than one color mixed in with something. So if it was like a tie-dye shirt, it would just look gray. Or like the way he described it is like if you're making a stew on the stove and you add all these different ingredients, but it still turns into like a brownish color. It was kind of like that.
That's how all my stews end up.
Yeah, just
honestly.
That's how most of my food ends up in general. Really, just a brown stew.
Would you rather be blind or deaf? Have we done this?
I don't think we have, but I would honestly say blind.
Yeah, I would too.
Anything. Yeah, because
it would fucking suck either way.
I mean, it would be either one is difficult, but it's like your other sense is heightened to adapt around that. You know.
But I mean, adapting to like I know it's like a common trope, but like, how do you know when you're done wiping your ass and things like that?
Just gotta feel it out.
Like literally?
Yeah. Gotta feel everything out.
That sounds horrible. I had it one.
People adapt.
A lot of people where I live, for some reason, I think it's like a school thing. Like once a year, there will be like 100 people being blind on like down the streets. I think it's like some like experiment.
Is it like an awareness thing?
I don't know. They're always doing weird shit. There's a lot of times, it just happened like a week ago, where like kids that appear to be like middle school, early high school will sit on the corner of four-way stops and count something, but it doesn't appear to be the cars.
That sounds like witchcraft.
Yeah, there's like I feel like all the schools around me are like, be blind today and also count something about a car.
We
and do like
need to stop
thing.
relying on the public school system to influence our children so much. It's apparently making them do some cult-like behaviors that I can't stand.
It's the summer now when the kids are out there. I'm like,
well,
is
if
this
the summers are
out,
are they out? They're counting things on the corners in the summer.
Yeah. They just did it like a week ago, and I like drive by, and then they won't count me, and then I'll watch someone else drive by, and they count it, and I'm like, what is going on?
That would make me paranoid for the rest of the day. Are you wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah, I'm always wearing my seatbelt.
Maybe they're counting people who aren't wearing their seatbelt.
I've tried to figure it out. I think it's more
type of license plate, type of car.
No, because that's what I figured, like car or color,
possibly.
But then like you're just working with one color. I don't know what is their end game.
Maybe it's like
it fucking bothers me.
If it's a game, it's randomized. So how do you like win it? You know, you can't be like, whatever group.
But it'll be like all over the place. It's different kids. It's different four-way stops. It's different.
There's got to be some fact check. Somebody out there fact checking. Fact check. See what's going on with all these kids.
Go to around my house and ask these.
If you know where Drama lives, go to his house and ask all these children what they're doing. You know what, man? I'm off the whole day on Tuesday.
Just get out there.
I think I'm gonna get out there pretty early. Just hang out around your house. You know, I'll be there when you leave for work. Yeah. And then I'll just be like, hey, I'll see you when you get home.
Just down the streets, chain smoking cigarettes, watching kids in the corner. I went to people are crazy. When I go to play basketball, I hate when there's other people around. I like to play basketball by myself or with who I'm with. Like, because then you always get in like a pickup game and it's weird. And a lot of times they're younger than me. I'm too old to be. So I pull up. I might have said this on here. I pulled up and I was like scoping it out. And I was like, there was like 3 kids, but it didn't look like they were actively playing basketball, but they had a basketball. So I'm like trying to figure it out. And I'm parked in front of a house looking, and this guy runs out and scares the shit out of me because I didn't realize he just knocks on the window. What are you doing? And I was like, I was going to go play basketball. And he's like, well, do it already. Don't just sit out here and watch the kids. And I was like, okay. And then he went inside and I left because I was uncomfortable. But then I was like, I think I was going to diddle some kids.
Like, that's what's fucked up.
I don't think...
like, does he think you were like sitting there watching kids or something like that?
Yeah. And I'm like, are people, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think
you,
leg cramp. Fuck.
You talk about eating a lot of bananas, and I see you do it, but you're cramping up pretty hard for a man that...
I'm out of bananas right now. This sucks.
How can you be out of bananas? They're so readily accessible.
No money.
You don't have banana money?
Actually, I have a lot of banana money. I can buy many bananas right now.
You gotta sit
I don't
down.
like it either, but if you could
down.
feel my leg right now,
I will feel your leg.
I don't want you to feel my leg.
You're being very...
I feel very violated by what my body thinks it can do during this podcast.
You need to sit down. I don't care what you're dealing with. We've all worked through things here.
Let me work. Just talk to me.
No, because this looks crazy. If your ass crack is out in the video, I'm canceling the whole podcast. It's not. I don't believe it.
I could feel if it was out, and it's not.
I don't know because I see it sometimes. You can feel it, and you just feel it out. You're just rocking with it. I mean, let it breathe.
I mean, sometimes
you letting a hairdryer blow down it.
I mean, I don't always.
You got to sit down. You're making me uncomfortable.
It hurts.
I feel like you're
going
to try to fight me.
I don't.
If you sat down and stretched it out, you'd be fine.
I don't want to fight you. You're my buddy, but so help me God, your panic attack is going to make me fight you.
I mean, you shouldn't come at me like this. It's all your fault.
It's really not my fault.
You say you have so much potassium, but this begs to differ.
If you want to get Slim some banana money, send money to
send bananas. Send bananas.
Or just a potassium supplement, really.
No, you say you take a potassium supplement.
I've been out of that for a while.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Your life is in shambles.
Tell me about it, man. This podcast is all I have.
Well, that's not good.
That's
more
why,
concerning.
That's why we need
fix
the fans.
that, Mike. You're stressing me out.
My leg hurts so bad now.
Yeah, you got to rotate your foot. Rotate the foot on the leg it is. Are you a fucking child? Are you my son right now?
Normally I rub it out or I stand on it and it goes
Don't
away.
rub anything out down here, please. For the love of God.
I mean, I wasn't gonna
We're on such a thin wire right now.
Can you imagine how good that video would be, though?
I don't know if it would be good. It would be something.
2 dads in basement rub out leg cramp with
balls. Are we a clickbait podcast now?
Of course
how
we
get the people? Is that how it works?
I mean, if we're trying to get people to watch our Dapper Dad's branded porn video, yes.
Yeah, that's down the road. That's when we rub each other out.
What would you do if a company approached us about a porn parody?
What's the company? Vivid Entertainment.
Is that the only people you're willing to work with?
No, they just seem like a reliable company.
I mean, I definitely want it to be like if Brazzers wanted to work, if only, and I mean this sincerely, only if they promise to film it in 4K the whole time.
Of course.
I will
4K,
not
60 frames per second.
60. I want 120 frame per second.
I don't know if we can do that yet.
We can 100%.
Have the technology.
We do have the technology. Have you ever seen an OLED TV?
No, I don't. That's when porn gets scary. When things
it's like
are
super.
Yeah.
Man, I've been on a super high def kick recently, though.
Oh, my goodness.
It's terrifying.
It ruins everything.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think it makes it better.
You're ruining your erections.
I like seeing the glistening.
No, I'm not a fan of the glistening.
I'm getting several disapproving stares in the studio right now.
I like a grainier. Yeah, there's people off camera shaking their head.
Our interns are all off camera, just
very upset,
making very strange.
like a grainy.
I don't
blurry, poorly lit,
very bright, glistening.
Blair Witch Project.
I want a lot of glisten in my porn.
Like when they pour the oil on the ass.
Like
twerk it.
Ooh, yeah.
Shout out Tiana Trump.
Oh man, you ain't kidding.
The only Trump I support.
Man, okay, so I was at Best Buy the other day and I saw an OLED TV.
And they were playing porn on all the TV.
I tried to do the Samsung Connect with it, but it just wouldn't work for some reason. I was like, come on. Imagine me.
I have no privacy. Come on. I need this.
Imagine me 12:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday, what's today, Friday? Wednesday. It was Wednesday. My weeks are weird these days.
Oh, you're telling me.
You're telling me.
No, I'm not.
Just for the rest of the show, no, you're telling me.
No, you're telling me.
No, you're
I'm not touching you.
Turns into literal children having an argument for the last 45 minutes.
We are literal children.
Oh, at some
point,
I'm
ready to argue with you.
Just standing there, gray sweatpants, Best Buy, 12:30
with stains
afternoon,
on them.
huge erection. I don't care or know what privacy is.
Yeah, you got to watch your porn at Best Buy at like right after they open.
Well, I was drawn into the OLED TVs.
You're gonna say I was drunk. I'm drunk at Best Buy trying to watch some porn.
Is there any other way to go to Best Buy?
I mean, no.
I was, I was looking at the OLED TVs and they were having this display feature where they showed like the sweat on a glass of water and all these things like that.
Got you worked up.
It did get me worked up because all I could think was all the glistening that I'd be getting if I bought that $2,300 TV.
I don't even watch porn on a TV.
It's a beautiful thing to do, to watch it.
No,
on a TV.
You're ruining your life.
How am I ruining my life? I feel like if anything, I'm doing everything I can to enhance it.
No. You're fucking it up.
How?
Just like watching too much porn, then you're gonna have sex one day in the far, far future.
No one's ever gonna have sex with me again. Let's just get that.
I mean, yeah, with the things you say on here.
Listen, man, with this podcast being my bread, butter, and livlivelihood all rolled up into one sweet package.
The last one is very unfortunate
it's
because
super unfortunate.
I don't know if we can say livelihood.
I don't know what kind of
we're working at.
I don't know what kind of life you have outside of this.
Slightly better. I mean, I don't have file cabinet money, but I guess that's decisions I've made.
Well, you know how it is. You just got to have that guala.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what your life is at this point.
Do you think I know what my life is at this point? Literally, catch me less than 24 hours ago carrying around filing cabinets and just big wooden pallets.
We're definitely harping on the filing cabinets, and I think we should move away from it. What are the pallets for? How many fucking pallets are there?
Just 5 so far. I was driving around for a couple hours.
That's too many pallets.
No, that's not enough pallets, actually. In fact, I need
For what? Are you building a house?
No, it's
made out of pallets?
Flooring project I'm going to be working on.
All right, we're done. Your life is done.
Yeah, I know my life is done because these are the things I do for fun.
Yeah, sit up, get on mic, get your shit together.
The leg cramp finally went away.
Do we want to get into the voicemail submission?
Yeah, we might.
You have to pull it up, so
let's get
I'll make funny banter in the meantime. We got this voicemail before last week, but with the topics covered, Slim wasn't up to date because he lives constantly in the past, and
not just in the past, but also very dreadfully,
and also in the future,
far in the future, where everyone I know is dead.
Yeah, and things are more acceptable.
Their great grandkids are alive, and guess what? They hate me.
Yeah, I mean, all children hate you.
I'm like,
I hate these shoes. I gotta dunk on someone if I'm gonna keep doing that.
And
I don't know whether you were motioning for something sexual
a sexual basketball move.
You just point the ball at your crotch a lot, or I've seen you play basketball, and it did get sexual. I have a picture of you taking your hoodie off during a basketball game.
Do you really?
Yeah, it looks It looks very in the moment. Kurd's got like a nice like jumper, and you're just disrobing, and it's nice and concerning.
This app is fucked up. That's why it's taking so long.
That's why we can't shout out what app we use. It's Fiber, the free phone number app from 2008. Do we want to just recite the voicemail?
Just recite it.
I don't know it. That was a joke.
I don't remember what the jokes are.
This whole thing's
like literally I'm doing this and it's not doing anything.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an Android phone, folks. Huge pieces of shit.
Yeah, for what it's worth.
For what it is worth. Let me see if I can pull it up and it plays. This is definitely a great episode. I'm sure everybody loves it. Say something fun and stupid.
There was a time back in '09 where I remember one of the things they had to your face. You're just I'm logged into one of my 10 emails. It's not the right one. Now, what do you think? Now, what do you think would be more convenient, having 10 separate emails that you use for different accounts like Netflix and everything like that to keep getting free trials, or investing the money in an email randomizer so you can do it at will?
But then I'm not going to be able to keep up to date with the emails.
Because they do have like a service out there. I can't remember what it is, but you can go to this website and it gives you a free random email that it can tell isn't a domain somewhere, so you can get a free trial for things without getting your email all bogged up with shit. Yeah. I've used it several times.
How do you keep track of the emails when you have to log in?
You don't. You just do it for something where you want to log in once and get like a free trial, or like where they're like, give your email to get this and blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to get your email bogged up with shit, that's what you use it for.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, I can't get this to work either, so we're going to splice it in anyway.
Yeah,
so I'll read it and get the most we can, because the translation is very poor. And then we'll lay it over. This is just for us to know.
So this is Colby from the Gore Score.
Slim.
Just on 2 episodes ago. We were talking about Hereditary, and
Slim.
We're talking about how Drama just texted him saying how the first death scene in that movie was just so out of nowhere and so unpredictable. And when I saw the opening night, it was an amazing movie, fantastic film. But that first death just literally had me shook that whole fucking weekend. It was incredible. But yeah, hopefully it's a movie by now. But you guys, I'd definitely like to hear you guys talk about Hereditary on tonight's episode. Thanks.
All right, so yeah, that was a fantastic voicemail that totally worked while we were sitting here.
Yes, of course it did, and it was great.
And as you heard, as we definitely just did, it's about the movie Hereditary, which I seen like the day or two after it came out. And I finally caught up.
Yes, I finally got up to date with the real world and saw Hereditary at 10:10 in the morning on a Tuesday.
I saw it around 1 on a Sunday.
Not good times to see that movie. But then I think about it, and I would not want to leave that movie and go out into the dark.
I have not
to be scared of the dark, but just because like I would be like,
you're always scared of the dark.
I'm scared of what's in the dark.
I was trying to think of the Millhouse thing. I'm scared of the dark. Or is it Ralph? Scared of the dark, also scared of the light.
Yeah.
I have so many issues with movie theaters. I see probably one movie a year, honestly. And I'm always like, I'll go to the movies more. I hate like the time. Like that movie, Hereditary's fucking long.
It's
2 hours and like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I feel like you just lose a whole chunk of your day. For some reason, if I watch a movie at home, I'm like, that's fine. But if I'm in the theater, you like, especially when you go in and it's light and you come out when it's dark, it like fucking throws me off. Secondly, the movie theater I'm near makes you pick your seats before you go into the theater.
Which I find very like tactless. It's not very tasteful.
Don't even, because you look at it, it's like when you buy concert tickets and you have to like pick a seat. And I'm like, well, I have no fucking idea what I'm going to be like, how it's going to look when I'm in there. So I'm just picking a random seat. And then they've got the reclinable like fancy seats now, which I think is why they make you pick it, because then there's only like 20 seats in the theater, so shit sells out instantly. But then through the whole movie, first off, people are eating popcorn for like the entire movie. How much popcorn do you have?
And it's a very quiet movie for a big chunk of it. There's so many quiet
scenes, and then you just hear the seats just all the time. People recline, and there's some of them are so loud. It's just like. And through like the beginning of the movie, when they're in the house, I kept thinking all the doors were creaky in the movie, which I felt like was a weird, like very specific effect they were doing. And like the house isn't shitty; it's a very nice house in the movie.
Yeah.
And I realized that someone kept taking and putting in their fucking styrofoam cup in the cup holder. So it was just like, and I was like, fucking hate human beings, and movie theaters are like the worst example.
It's like humans pay into it's almost like a public bathroom situation. Like it's something that you usually do in the comfort of your home, and so people just feel like they can act like animals.
But I paid too much money to be there.
That's what people don't understand, is that you also paid money to be there.
Also, movies, I don't want to sound as old as this is about to sound, movies are very loud now. Like kind of where I went, that movie was excessively loud.
Maybe
I've
been to too many concerts. I just enjoy the loudness.
I've probably been to more concerts, and that's what I always think. But then I'm like, I go to things and I'm like, it's still very loud, so it's still working for me right now. But eventually it won't. So maybe when I'm a little bit deaf, movies will be great. But yeah, because then there's like a movie like that doesn't need to be so loud. And I hate the fact that movies are like, we're gonna be really quiet for a long time, and now we're gonna fuck your shit up.
And I understand that they're using that as part of the tension in the movie, like as part of the force is this, because a lot of what makes a horror movie is
whores. If we're gonna be honest,
yeah. Well, a lot of what makes a horror movie is the whores.
This is completely off topic and a reference no one will get, but the band Poison, they're behind the music. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, dang it. Their guitarist CC DeVille got like addicted to drugs and everything that happened in the 80s.
Not a rock star.
And there's a point that they keep playing as like a preview, and he's got a real fucked up voice, and he goes, it was the glory days, and it went from the house of horrors to the house of horrors. And you're like, I don't know which one it went from to. It could be both horrors. It could be both horrors. It could be one way or the other.
I feel like he was probably saying horrors to horrors.
Yeah, that's what you would think, but the way he says
but I mean, maybe like, he's trying to make it be uplifting. You went from the house of horrors to the house of horrors. No, because his
life is not uplifting.
I mean, if I was to say my life was in a better place, I'd say I'd be going from the house of horrors to the house of whores.
Yeah, but Poison's trajectory, as many people have to be familiar with.
I thought they were still on top of the world for what it's worth.
Yeah, definitely. They're still on top of the world. Look up Poison in the 80s when they all looked like women and were doing good, and look them up now, and they should all be dead.
Yeah.
But
especially Bret Michaels.
Yeah, and he's got like a spin-off career that's bad. And I guarantee you, the cowboy hat, the hair is attached to it.
Oh yeah,
the hair is attached
There's
to the
no
cowboy
way
hat.
that guy's
Bret
not
Michaels,
bald underneath that.
Let's fucking go. Come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast so we can knock your hat off.
If we ever see Bret Michaels in person, we have to pull the hat off.
Yeah, or at least pull the hair and see what happens. I want to see if it's.
I want to pull Bret Michaels' hair.
What if he's got like Homer Simpson hair underneath and it's like weaved in?
It's gotta be. It's disgustingly fake.
Who do you think does Bret Michaels weave? Tell us, America.
Yeah, someone fucking get to the bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of this. Let me know if you do Bret Michaels weave. Get at us at 4027 Dapper so we can get some real answers.
Please do. I just constantly look at, especially with 80s band, the trajectory of being like on top of the world in a time where you could do whatever you want and you had like access to everything, to now playing like shitty bars, like playing a bar in like Poloid or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's gotta be like, if we have that fall from grace, I'm fucking done. We're not doing like the reunion tour where we go to fucking.
Can you imagine us on a reunion tour?
No, we should both be dead if it's reunion tour time.
I think the proper way this has to go is we have to be on top of the world. We have to do something to fuck it up tremendously. We hate each other for like I like how you put it on me. Like if we had to pick somebody,
we had to pick someone.
If
all the bases I cover and all the things you're constantly seen in public doing, I think we see who's sowing their oats. I don't want to talk about it. We need to keep it private until it happens.
I mean, I don't think I do anything that bad out in public.
Yeah, but you think a lot of things that aren't proper thoughts. Anyway, Hereditary. Huge pile of shit. Can we agree?
Yeah, just big old stinker.
The cinematography was very nice.
It was a very... right off the bat, it sets the tone for how the movie it's going to be.
With the dollhouse, and then it transitions into the real house.
That was a beautiful shot.
I love like shots in movies or TV shows, even music videos nowadays are very well done.
The scene in question, we obviously won't be spoiling or anything like that.
No spoilers, but
I had the beauty of not having a single thing about this movie spoiled for me before I went in and saw it, and I was very, very happy about that. It was one of the few instances where, because I'm at the point in my life where spoilers don't bother me, because it's like seen so much of the internet. Like I know what's going to happen.
This I'm very glad. Like if that would have been spoiled, it would have took
anything
the whole wind out of
If
the
any
sails.
detail about what the movie actually was spoiled for me, I would have been really upset.
Yeah,
it's
definitely one you can't have spoiled. That's why we're not gonna get into that. But you definitely think it's gonna go one way with the family,
and it doesn't.
And then it completely takes something out of the equation where you're like, oh, all right. And that scene, there's not a lot of shit that makes my jaw drop in movies anymore, because I've seen a lot of movies that are jaw dropping from
the
beginning to end.
The initial part of the scene, the build up when it happens and everything is so crazy. What happens directly after that is just disturbing, and then when they show,
I was like, I need to see it. That's how I am with every movie. I need to see it.
And
don't play games with
me.
And they give it to you where you're like, I'm not gonna see anything, and then you see it.
Now, how much did that, seeing that whole scene happen, how much did that mess you up with the end of the movie, knowing what you found out at the end of the movie?
I did not like the ending.
I am still I cannot say whether I did or didn't like the ending, to be very honest with you.
The big thing with that movie, and what I want to try to avoid with discussing it, is it's grossly overhyped. Like any horror movie that's just halfway decent
grossly
is
overhyped.
The best. It's not the best horror movie of all
for
time.
what it ends up being. Grossly overhyped.
Yeah, and
but very well done.
Yeah, it's well done, and I feel like it's one of those things where it has kind of maybe a twist ending, and I don't think they dove enough into it to fully explain it. You know what I mean?
I definitely had a lot of questions when I left the theater. There's a lot of things I still have questions about in the movie.
I definitely want to rewatch it. One of my favorite things was there's a lot of great foreshadowing.
Yes, lots of great foreshadowing.
The main scene, I noticed they pan into something before that happens, the whole big part of that.
Yeah.
And I was interesting, and I noted it, and then when it happened, I was like, that's beautiful. The way they did that, there's a lot of good foreshadowing. But yeah, there's a lot of things at the end, some of the people involved at the end, I was confused and thought they were other people who had been involved. So it's one of those movies where it starts to feel rushed. There was, for how long it was, and apparently it was supposed to be a 3-hour movie, so maybe
I would
it would
love
have
a director's
made
cut.
more sense.
Like
yeah,
a
the
3-hour
director's been
cut?
explaining everything about it, and it's definitely
Good.
I appreciate it more.
Would you be able to start sending me some links for this? Because I have
if you just
questions.
Google things I missed in Hereditary, he did an AMA on Reddit, and he's saying everything. I like when people are giving it time to breathe, and then they explain things, because a lot, especially with horror movies and shit like that, there's always we're not going to tell you, you have to figure it out. And this guy's very open about it.
I'm either a fan of that or I'm not, depending on the style of the movie. With everyone, if you've listened to the show, you know I'm such an avid fan of Twin Peaks. And one of my favorite things about that show is that David Lynch refuses to explain anything. He's like, no, you have to interpret your own things from it. You have to have your own journey. And because
there's certain things,
his explanation of it is my favorite, though. He says you have to have your vision and your journey with this art. So you have to have your own attachment with it. It's it's
that's how I feel about with songs.
I was just about to say that. Yeah,
I like when and that's how I feel like songs should be. I don't like knowing something about a song before. In most cases, there's some gray area, and then you find your own meaning. But then I do love to know what it comes from, because there's an A$AP Rock song that I really like, and it has all this meaning to me, and to him it's just about getting a haircut. And then you listen to it and you're like, holy shit, it is just about getting a haircut, but it's written very vague, so it works on different levels.
But on a certain level, it worked. That song works.
And that's the things where I like to know, because then you're like, oh shit, I was taking this, or there's an atmosphere song, don't ever fucking question that I always loved, and it seems like a love song, like a breakup song, and then it's about his mom, and they're complicated relationship, and they're like, oh shit. So sometimes it is a bonus of oh, I took it one way, another way, that's cool. But yeah, I also agree, sometimes I feel like you should be able to take things from any art and apply it to yourself.
Well, but it's also dual-sided, because there's sometimes where the art gets explained to me and it ruins it for me in a way.
Yeah.
The best way I can equate it with music is where you hear a song lyric and you are convinced that it's one thing, but then you look at the lyrics and it is ruins it for you.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you hear it's this guy and you're like, God damn it, I really wanted to kiss that guy.
Like how we all got very hurt by T-Pain earlier this year.
Yeah. I love after a long time when they're like, yeah, actually, I love the Thug song where it's horses don't stop or hustlers don't stop.
Yeah.
And it's a nonstop thing. And they're like, it's horses. And it's no, it's hustlers.
Well, it's I know I talked about that Ski Mask one that I like, where it's the double entendre. Another one I heard recently is the lyrics I heard were, you think God is one, but I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But the lyrics are actually, you think colors run, but I don't see it. But the way her accent in the song is very, like, it just makes it sound that way. And when I still sing it in the car, I sing it the way I heard it, because that's just, it makes the song mean more that way, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like the new Blair Witch movie, when that came out, did you see it or no?
No.
Well, there is a creature in the movie that when you watch the movie in context, you're like, oh, that's the Blair Witch. But then I forget who the director was. Was it Adam Wingard? I think he did an AMA, and he's like, oh, well, that's not the Blair Witch. It's a victim of the Blair Witch attacking other people. And it doesn't even make sense when like when you watch that scene in context. And if you're listening to the show and you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And to me, it just confuses everything, because literally when you watch it, that's the only level in which that movie and that scene makes sense, is if the creature is the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but for Hereditary, I think because it's such a specific thing that you like kind of have to look up to even fully grasp.
Well, and there is still, like I said, there's still a lot of questions I have about it. I feel like the way it was explained was very rushed in the last 20 minutes of it. I don't want to call it sloppy. It just felt rushed, because it's like they dropped super small hints throughout the whole movie without explaining so many big important things, like the blue light that wasn't really explained to me at all.
Not at
and
all.
when you watch that in the trailer, to me what it gave a vision, and I know I mentioned this when we talked about it before, like it was like a simulation or something these people are stuck in, because my initial idea I had was like something with the dollhouses and the miniatures, because I thought dollhouse, but it's actually miniatures. And I thought it was something like a dollhouse simulation kind of thing, like there's some kind of greater thing. And when you told me initially there was a left turn, I was like, oh, it's going to be somebody simulating this dollhouse and controlling these people's lives, and it's like a thing.
cabin in the woods type scenario.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something more akin to that, but like with a bit of a darker twist, because I didn't figure they'd play it so like PC.
Oh yeah.
The one thing at the very end there, with the dripping, you know what I'm talking about?
I love that scene. That was so great.
The only thing I can comparably compare that to is in Audition, where the guy is getting his foot sawed off with the piano wire. It had to be the same. It was so lifelike and jarring. The last 45 minutes of that movie, the person I saw it with, we just sat there with like our mouths open, like looking at each other, and we were both just like this in the seats. Like I felt my body relax when the credits rolled, because I was like, this whole movie just has me very like tense.
I've realized I am like ridiculously jaded, and I would like every time people are like, that movie's too much, give a few, save for a few.
There are movies way more extreme than Hereditary, but it is up there.
I've realized if we could have a movie of like those two scenes, like the big scene and then that scene, I want like a whole movie of that shit, just nonstop. And I feel like I'm in a small minority of people, but I want to see like, because movies are fake. I don't want to see any real life shit that's like graphic, because it sticks with me.
I want to see.
But at the end of the day, even like the worst movie you've seen, in my mind, I'm like, it's fake, and sometimes it's relieving. Like the one movie, when I finished watching the Unspoken one, I was like, it made me feel happy, because I was like, that's not my life, and that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And like now I feel like my life's not bad at all.
And I feel like that's what you need to do with horror movies. I feel like, there's a lot of, and just like you and me, we're like, we like to be scared by things, but there's also
I want like gore and graphicness to it.
Yeah, because then there's that great relief at the end where it's like, man, my life gets stressful sometimes, but at least it ain't that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would take a full movie besides the Unspeakable one, which even some of the graphic parts in that, I'm like, that's not that crazy, besides a few specific moments that are just meant to be like over the top. But like, I'll take like the and like all the good shit. Like,
the look on her face.
I know, it's
her
so
face
well
was
done.
so expressive during that movie.
All of the people in that, besides the dad was just like, he was a good like dad who's like, what do I do with my family, which is his role. But like the boy was a phenomenal actor in that. The mom, God. Like her outbursts and
her outbursts made me very uncomfortable. The dinner table scene.
Yeah, that one's good. The attic, when she's trying to get into the attic, like just that like shot, I was like, this is fucking great.
The scene where happens, and she's like sobbing and then cuts to that dead face I keep thinking about that scene a lot.
Yeah.
Because that makes me wonder, like, because it makes it seem like she had no involvement in this, like whatsoever, what is going on with her family. But then that scene, to me, it says like there has to be some
that's what there's
knowledge.
like a huge debate on, was she like part of the whole thing or was she completely blind to it? Because there's a lot of like clues with like how the grandmother acted in certain ways. There's a lot to like tiptoe around talking about it on this for no spoilers, but overall, I also love, they had a lot of good like cut scenes, like the one you mentioned, or even when they like are showing the outside of the house and it's daylight and then it's just dark. I just love like cut scenes like that are like crazy. Even the scene, like the big scene, is just like a boom.
It's so artfully well,
and then just the emotion, because you would think, given if you put yourself in those shoes, I feel like a lot of movies would make it to where it would be like a breakdown of the character after something like that happened. But I feel like a more common reaction would be the utter shock. And that was why it was so well done. And just like, because you hear about things that happen in real life that are like grotesque and morbid like that, and the people react weird, like people who like kill someone and live with the body for like a week or something, you know what I mean?
And then you hear like some people who like kill someone and they just like can't stop vomiting, and then like that's how they get caught.
There's a lot of weird reactions, and I feel like if most people were to make that movie with that scene, it would be more of like panic, and instead it was more like kind of what I feel like would be a realistic shock.
And to be like honest, like A+ to the director for depicting that. So not just in such
because
a very shocking way.
The way it's going, I knew in my mind exactly what was going to happen, and it's what happens at first, but I thought it was going to be a different thing. And then that's the left turn, because you kind of get the gist with like where it's going. It's like something's going to happen in that moment that's going to cause a conflict. Like that's clearly how a movie goes. And then it does, but it's a whole nother conflict that throws everything out the window. I also feel with like the ending, I've always said it, I feel like with like horror movies especially, if there's some like grand thing that they're getting to and the character has to go to like some sort of book or information center and learn about what it is, then it's kind of like rushed and becomes sloppy and like has to be too explained. And I feel like that's exactly what happened.
We'll get into this after the show. Like I feel like any more we get into it, we're gonna start
overall I think it was too hyped up. It is a very, very good
out of
movie.
10. You said 7. Do you stick with that after sitting on it for about a week or so?
I'd say it's a little higher, like probably like mid 7, low 8.
I would give it.
If we're Anthony Fantano.
I was like, can we do like point numbers? Like,
I'd say 7.5.
I would go ahead and say 8.6. To be honest with you, just because it's very rare for me, and I've mentioned this before on the show, but if you're just hopping in, something I used to do as a child a lot with my mom is we would sit down and watch a crime TV show, and we would try to see who could figure it out first, just as like a game to see like but doing that made me find predictable things in movies and TV, and I spoil things for myself all the time because I'll like be watching a movie and there was several things in that movie where I'm like, oh, that's gonna be that's gonna come up at this point, and then it did, and it like shocked the person I was with, but I was just like,
that's literally my life watching every horror movie.
But this movie had along with the large scene, there had several left turns that actually shocked me quite a bit, because there was, and it takes a lot for a movie to take me by surprise, and not like It Follows dodgeball on the window jump. I'm talking like a genuine like, oh wow, that's something like I just saw. That's something I just saw on a screen in 2018 kind of shock is what I'm talking about. And so for some, that's why I give it a little bit of a higher rating. And I know
definitely sitting on it, it's grown on me, and I started to think about it more. And
I mean, as you can just hear
to other podcasts about it and reading things, I definitely want to watch it again, and I feel like it could grow on me.
Man,
but for fucking horror movies, it's definitely
come to town a little bit earlier tomorrow. Let's go see it again.
I can't sit in another theater for 2 hours. Once it comes out, we'll sit down and watch it.
Man, can't we? That would make me so happy.
Yeah, we'll show it to Curd. But
he's got to sit in between us though. A nice little Curd sandwich.
Left nut, right nut. Who's the penis in between us?
Make a Dapper Dad's hot sandwich with a nice melty cheese curd surprise in the middle.
That's exactly what it is. But it's a good movie. I definitely recommend it. Like I say, I see one movie in the theaters a year, so that was my one, and I definitely
will be seeing more movies in the theater this year. I am a fan of going to the theater but I'm a fan of strategically picking when to go. So I'll go on I said, Tuesday morning at 10 in the morning.
If I had the luxury
3 other people in the theater with me, and 2 were either best friends like you and I, or a very, very old romantic couple
like you and I,
and a very angry-looking young man in the corner
by himself,
loudly eating boxes of candy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, the old gentleman stood up and asked the guy in the corner what he thought, but not me and my friend. So I felt a little victimized.
I mean, the person alone at a movie theater is way more invested.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I've never went to a movie by myself.
I try not to. I don't like doing things by myself.
Oh, no.
Because, especially me. Yeah, you see me doing something by myself. Everybody's like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, you're the guy in the corner.
Yeah, I'm the guy, and I'd look way worse than the guy in the corner.
But yeah, if you're into those type of movies, definitely check out Hereditary. It's worth it. Send me your most fucked up movies, because I feel like I've seen them all, and
we want to watch
that made me want to see something more shocking.
I saw a trailer for something really, really fucked up.
Excited. Actually, I'm not, because nothing ever is. Like, that is one thing. Hereditary's trailer made me invested, and it didn't fucking give it all away.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you watch trailers, and you're like, that was basically the goddamn movie. I don't need to fucking see it.
But yeah, basically, like, all they do, and I think that every time I see trailers in the theater, because how many times did you think that during the trailers you watched?
I know.
Like that Mission Impossible trailer that went on for 5 minutes.
I was like, get that one.
I was like, that's the whole movie.
I got the one about the guy on like, it's all like one of the new movies where it's all on the computer screen.
That looks
interesting, but I feel like it also was so much in the trailers. I'm like, fucking save some of it. I want to see it, but by the end of the trailer, I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. But yeah, send me your most fucked up movies. I haven't watched a real graphic movie in a minute.
I'll look up what it was. I tagged Colby from the Gore Score in it, because he's like, he always wants me to show him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to the
submission.
Gore Score.
Go check out the Gore Score podcast.
Yes.
Friend of the show.
I was on a recent episode where I fucked up many, many things.
Yes,
but
Slim.
it's a very, if you want more Slim being very drunk and just talking
very
shit.
Specific.
Very specific.
You want very specific horror movies. It's obviously a horror movie podcast.
Yeah, so like if you're into horror movies, if you're into just shit like that in general.
If you're not into horror movies, it might not be up your alley.
No, but like
but give it a shot.
They're funny guys. They're fun to listen to.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I checked it out, and definitely a fan of it.
So he was a big fan of the movie. He has been texting me constantly about it. He always wants me to tag him in horror movies, and I found a trailer that he watched, and he texted me, and he's like, no, I won't watch that.
See, you can't run a horror movie podcast if you're going to turn down horror movies. You got to watch everything.
Well, because it's one scene in the trailer. It's implied that they put a baby into a cooking pot, and then they put the cooking pot into an oven.
I'm looking
I'll show you the trailer when we're done with this.
I don't know anything that can shock me anymore.
It looks very real. It looks like basically what it is it's based off of these videotapes these serial killers made.
Yeah.
And what they were doing is they were trying to train these women to be sex slaves, pretty much. And so it says like based off of the real videotapes, but then other things I see saying like it is the real videotapes.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah, but like either way, it just looks
I love the movies that are like, this is from the crime scene. It's like,
but no, like it just looks like very graphic depictions of like rape and murder and shit like that.
I'm not a fan of the first one.
Yeah, see,
that's what I hate. Is they're always like, let's kill animals and rape women, and I'm like, those are literally my two least favorite
That's
things.
why they do it, because psychologically, when they do test groups for movies, those are the two things that shock. Those are the two things that shock people the most, and so that's why they put them in movies.
That's
why there was 8 Saw movies, because things like that.
I liked all of them.
Yeah, because people like that.
But there wasn't like rape in those or animal.
There was some very uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, I like movies. When it can get uncomfortable.
I think it takes a very strong stomached person to watch a man put like a shotgun to a woman's head and then like listen to her daughter's heartbeat while he does it. Like that's fucked up.
It's more psychological, but
still,
I'm here for it.
It's a lot.
I'm here for it. I've seen things, and like I said, I've realized I'm very jaded.
Man,
I need to see things that aren't real that can still fuck with me.
I had showed Colby a trailer for Martyrs, because he has never seen Martyrs at all.
On the podcast, you showed him one for Begotten, which is a tasty treat.
Yeah, but Begotten is...
Begatten's just... It's good, but it's such a fucking boring shit show. You know what I mean? It's so long, and there's nothing... It's
only like 45 minutes, isn't it?
But it feels like days, because it's just black and white, and there's
the nature noises.
Yeah, the night, and it's very... well done for what it is, and it's very graphic, and like I love seeing the images from it, like the gifs of like God like gutting himself and whatnot.
Yeah,
that's fucking great. But as a movie, it's so difficult to get through.
Yeah,
and it's also very intense. Martyrs is fantastic. Like that's the type of shit I'm down for, because that is one that is very intense.
Well, I didn't realize I've never seen the American remake of it. I've only seen the original French.
I've heard horrible things about it. I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, see,
it can't be better than.
We watched the trailer because I pulled it up because I thought it was the French, but it was for the American. It looked very intense. It's something I wouldn't mind.
There's no way it could be more.
There's no way it could be more like, oh my god, there's no way it could be more intense.
Yeah.
But like, it still looks very good. Like, it's something I wouldn't mind checking out.
Yeah, I'd have to see it, but then I could just rewatch Martyrs.
Yeah, and that's my
time.
whole thing with American remakes. It's like, why don't I just rewatch the? It was like Let the Right One In and Let Me In. You know, like the Swedish was far superior.
Yeah, I still think the American remake was still decent for that.
It was decent. The book was incredible.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Anyway, for another more specific category, we got another submission. It's from Lemmy. He's just give
Lemmy.
us one every episode, I guess, Lemmy.
Hey man,
we can always count on you.
We ask for submissions and they give us. So Lemmy, thanks for being a good friend of the show, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, everyone else send in submissions as well, and don't
be as good of a friend as Lemmy is.
Yeah,
God damn it, we love that guy.
You fucking think you're one of our number one fans, but I mean the stats aren't adding up. You know what I mean? Lemmy's putting numbers on the board. Don't forget to send in all your shit for the year episode. If we don't get shit, we're fucking done.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we will call this shit quits right away. We will go into early retirement. We will break 6 people's hearts.
Yeah, 6 people's delicate hearts. Let me email sticky@quickie.com, which I like. Really?
No.
Are you fucking? I'm gonna bleep that out.
My roommate has been playing that, and it's been killing me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue. The submission
Screams
says,
it in the car.
What are y'all's favorite albums of all time? Or if you can't pick, what? Jesus Christ, you got to type a little bit better, buddy.
You got to type English, man.
If you can't pick those, what are 3 quick albums that you can always listen to? For me, it would be 10 Piece Mild from Trinidad James, Life of Pablo by God himself, and either Saturation 2 or 3. I can't decide between those two. Cheers. First off, big side note, 10 Piece Mild by Trinidad James is so underrated. Like, when I read this, I was like, no fucking way. I try to tell people about that, and no one even remembers that tape. That shit is so great. I've been listening to recently, ironically, before I even got this, the song with Rich Homie Quan, Jumping Off in Texas.
Ooh.
It is insane. And fucking East Side with Gucci Mane and Childish
like
Gambino.
Old school Gucci Mane.
Childish Gambino and Gucci on the same song. Trinidad James did an AMA, and I got in early just to ask him if he set that up or if that just fell together. And he replied, "I set that shit up, and I felt like God." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Because I mean, imagine there's so many different like studio collaborations where like you hear it,
yeah,
you're like
people are just together.
Well, and you're like, no, where you hear it, like it could have been more, it could have been better.
Yeah.
That's one of those rare things where you got like these specific
that's
gods
such a long
of these specific
fucking
styles.
posse cut with everyone on it. And then there's another song I always forget that's like one of my favorites. And Trinidad James did not have a great career. He like fucking completely fell off and got his deal taken away. And like, I don't know. It wasn't like, especially coming from all gold everything and shit. I was like, this is going to be fun, but no longevity. But that project is grossly underrated.
Very.
So I fucking congratulate you for that being one of your 3. I don't know. I don't do like favorite albums of all time. I don't do favorite anything of all time because shit changes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, one that I think will always be there. I think it's got to be at this point. Blonde.
I was gonna say,
Frank
can we say it at
this?
this?
It's got to be Blonde.
It's
right?
definitely
that might be
there.
the best album of all time.
In my personal opinion, it stands up there in the top 3.
Oh yeah.
It's in the constant rotation. You know, it's something where you can't. The parts are always as great as the whole with that album. Like, there's not one song where you can listen to it and be like, oh, this should be left out, or this shouldn't have been on here. Like, it's a very long album.
Yeah.
It's,
and there's
18, 19 songs?
18, I believe.
But it's worth every fucking second.
And there's some songs that I definitely like less than others, but then occasionally I go back in and I'm like, it's still fucking great.
And you still hear, like, little things in those songs that you didn't pick before because you tend to skip over them and stuff.
I've listened to that album, like, a gross amount, obviously.
I've cried more to that album than any other album.
Yeah, that album...
If not just for Self-Control, for every other thing else that's on that album.
Yeah, fucking
cried to Future Free more than a handful of times.
Ivy, there's that album.
Let you run your phone bill.
Yeah, that album definitely is forever gonna be like. I always just say it's the best album of all time.
Now, I think people get confused between a great collection of songs and an album. So when I hear like my greatest albums of all time, I think of a piece of music that flows almost like a movie or a play.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking an album, something you can put down, listen, not skip a single track, everything's important. A very much favorite album of mine that stays in top rotation is Real Gone by Tom Waits. I picked up the vinyl version of that when us and the dads were up in Madison for $25. And the wonderful thing about that album is he remastered it very recently because he was unhappy with the mix that came out. It came out like 2003, 4, I want to say. The whole thing remixed. It sounds like it's a completely different album while still maintaining the integrity of the first one. So you almost get two very different pieces of music when you listen to it. But each one is just a beautiful journey in and of itself. Because I can remember like living in my first house, waking up, having my coffee and cigarettes, and just like listening to that album on my headphones, you know, like doing my shit during the day, just going around the neighborhood and stuff. And just over and over and over again, not skipping a single song and just being like, every piece of this is just as important as the last is for telling the story this album tells. And a fantastic shout out on the album is he mentions Rockford at the end of the album.
Yeah,
because he talks about
where
like
it belongs at the end of everything.
It's a very like sad, somber song, which as of course Rockford would be in.
I would hope so.
He talks about like that old river town called Rockford in Illinois. Like it's a very specific reference that he makes to this town. Yeah, very topical, Tom Waits. But that one always pops into my head when people ask me about favorite albums, and it's something where it's like I can pull it out of the vinyl sleeve, I can pull it up on an iPod, I can pop out my CD copy. I have it on multiple formats, as one tends to do with their favorite albums. You know, I actually want to get an original pressing of it and have it framed up in my house, just where I can look at it and appreciate it. Maybe get it signed before he dies. You know, something great like that.
One of my go-to favorites that I always say is Graduation by Kanye. Of course. Not Life of Pablo. Life of Pablo is great and I think underrated. It's just very thick. That's a thick album. But Graduation, like if I have to pick a favorite Kanye album, it's always been that. That was like right before that came out was when I really got into Kanye because my sister had late registration. I'd always heard like Gold Digger and like the singles, but nothing ever really clicked with me until I stole her CD copy of that and just listened to it on repeat for weeks. And then Graduation was coming out. I was in high school still, and I told my mom either I skip school and I'm going to go buy it, or you go buy it.
I've heard that story so many times, but it never makes me not smile.
It's the most beautiful thing because if you remember, it was when him and 50 Cent had the battle.
And they were saying who would sell more during that week, and he of course clearly outsold.
But it was funny because my mom went to Best Buy right when they opened because I think she thought it was going to be like the way I was acting, like I might not get a copy. And if I went to school and she didn't have a copy, not to sound like a brat, but I was just going to be like, what the fuck? And so she said she went, I came home and it was on the table and I opened it up and it has like the trifold and the poster that's currently in my room that I've managed to keep for fucking far too long. And she was like, yeah, when I went there, they were like polling people. Like, what are you here for? So it's like all these kids probably like my age now and like younger, like Kanye, 50 Cent. And then my mom had to be like, yeah, Kanye, yeah.
Yes, Mr. West.
And yeah, I just remember coming home and like people give a lot of shit to Drunken Hot Girls. Everyone always says that album... like that song is what ruins that album. It is a very weird specific song. It's still great and hilarious for, if nothing else, the line when Kanye is like, rah, 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 that's how the fuck you sound, you drunken hot girls. It's still a good song, but that's my favorite album. I feel like that's the perfect bridge of like Kanye, maybe not as recently, but like when he went from like backpack fucking soul sample to being like stronger and like weird shit. You know what I mean? That was like, that's the dichotomy.
That was the that was the beginning of it. Like I definitely think that Daft Punk sample was the start of some darker, crazier things he did.
Completely. And even some of the samples on that aren't so like chipmunk soul. It's more like chill and laid back. But yeah, that fucking album is incredible. And I feel like I see that I feel like that's his most like panned album. I either see it at the top of people's lists like me or like nowhere on the list.
I think Graduation is probably his best album.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest with you.
Like I mean commercially I believe
it's not my favorite, but it is his best that he's ever made. My favorite from his is actually in my top 3 favorite albums is Yeezus. Which I've mentioned a lot on the show before, and I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. I heard Yeezus for the first time on that shitty old iPod that you first heard it on, and I've just wanted more Yeezus ever since because it was something about that mix of like industrial music and very dark hip hop that just made my brain do a funny thing. You know, I've always just been able to go back to that album and have very specific like visions in my head of where I was during that album and stuff like that.
I think that's what makes like your favorite album. It might not be the best album ever made, but it's like a moment in life.
Well, it's because 808s was a very heartbreaking, sad album. Yeezus was heartbreaking in a very different way because it's what lies underneath heartbreak. Because with 808s, he was very like, in a way, I almost look at Kanye's albums as like grieving processes since 808s.
Yeah.
So you can look at 808 as like sadness, and then Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was a lot. It was a lot like anger in a way, I felt like, because there was a lot of grandiose on there, and a lot of pride comes from anger when you really think about it. Yeezus felt a lot like begging or like compromise, and there's a lot of like darkness and anger when you're trying to compromise with things, because you have to realize that there's things you aren't going to get, and because a compromise is halfway happy, so you have to give up things to get some of what you want, and that always creates anger and tension. And when you listen to a lot of Yeezus, it sounds like a man who is feeling forced to compromise without wanting to in life, because he himself said a lot in the marketing. It was about the rejection of music. It was about pushing away from what music was. It was about creating anti-music is what he called it. His visuals during everything was very glitched out and very black and white, very minimalist, dark. Even the way he was dressed, he had his face covered up the whole time. He, in a way, he didn't want himself to be a part of whatever that emotional process was. He had a character that he could put on over that mask and become to have these emotions come out. That's part of why I love Kanye West so much, because people are always like, oh, well, he's just this crazy, narcissistic hip hop rapper. And it's like, well, actually, in my personal opinion, he's somebody who creates music that panders to the human condition. And ever since he had great tragedy in his life, he's done nothing but craft albums that show us what it's like when a person deals with tragedy and how people cope with that. Even going up into Ye, coming out several weeks ago, which deals with the backlash of his mental illness that he now has and everything else. It's like you can chronologically see in his albums where his pain has been at. And in a way, I feel like everyone can have a favorite Kanye album that way, because when you say Graduation is your favorite, that was a time in your life that you can really specifically pin down with that album. You know, I can specifically pin down how he felt during Yeezus when I listened to Yeezus, and that's where I was at in my life with it. You know?
Another one I have that I always say is damn near perfect is the Black Album by Jay-Z. I fucking love that album. I have 2 CD copies of that because I listen to one so much.
It's not bad.
And like, if you look back on that, like, that was like his retirement album. If he would have actually retired after Black Album, he would have been one of the greatest rappers of all time. And now he was like at his height.
Now he's doing bougie bullshit like making music videos in the Louvre.
He fucking, not even that. When he came back and was doing like Blueprint 3, because when he came back, Kingdom Come, I love. People hate it.
I hate Kingdom Come.
American Gangster is very underrated as well. As far as like you want the old man rap, like everyone wants to do now that they're getting old, that was like the perfect example of like a grown ass man rapping. Blueprint 3 is a tragedy. Like, that's where he fucking lost it, and everything afterwards has been very hit or miss. But the Black Album, I always say, besides like, I don't like Justify My Thug that much. It sounds weird and corny. Yeah. But like everything else off of that, like What More Can I Say, Dirt Off Your Shoulders, 99 Problems, like the things that came off that. Even Jay-Z December
songs.
4th, the first song with his mom talking about him.
Not even classic Jay-Z songs, classic hip hop songs at this point.
Allure is one of my favorite songs of all time. Lucifer with the Kanye beat, like that's fucking insane. Like, that album is incredible, and I feel like underrated now, because then you see like his list that people put, and like I'm not a huge fan of Reasonable Doubt. It never like spoke to me. Yeah. And like Blueprint 2 is good, and there's like other ones that are decent, but like I feel like there's a lot of shit in his catalog up until Black Album. Yeah. And Black Album is damn near perfect.
What was the one he put out that had like the statue on the cover? That had the Frank Ocean feature and the Justin Timberlake feature.
Fucking Magna Carta. Holy crap. We're doing this again. Oh, what was that called? Let's say it together. That was the album that made me hate him. Like, I fucking loved
really,
Jay-Z.
because 444 made me hate Jay-Z.
No, I understand where 444 is coming from. He's an old man, and he's got his scandals, and he's playing it very safe.
And I get it,
trying
but
to
it's
go back to his roots. Magna Carta is, everybody was so on that fucking,
it was just,
that was
it was
the
Jay-Z
album that
trying
made
to be
me
Kanye.
be like,
that's how I felt about it.
That was the album that made me be like, no, fuck you, like, we're fucking done. You had it, like, you were, in my opinion, could have been, like, if you would have walked out on Black Album, like, fucking insane. Yeah. Another one I always say, Sylvia Demo by Isaiah Rashad. That album, like, got me through some shit.
And that's like, a demo
tape. Yeah, that's a fucking demo. It's a short album. And I fucking like, he's one of my favorite rappers by far, forever.
Yeah.
And that album, like, that's another one where things in my life like synced up too well. And like, I feel like he's underrated. He's the best on TDE in my opinion. He's better than Kendrick to me.
Yeah.
Like, if he had Kendrick's platform, he could do so much more. Even The Sun's Tirade is incredible, but like Sylvia,
I think
Demo,
The Sun's Tirade is better than Damn.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
Yeah, Damn is fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But like Isaiah's more real. Like the shit about like contemplating suicide. Like Heavenly Father is like a song I can like barely listen to if I'm in the wrong mind state, because it's so fucking like crippling and like personal, and like he talks about more real shit. Like as far as like mental health and like depression and anxiety and going through shit. Like I remember it's not even on either of those. It's like one of his early shit on SoundCloud, which is like packaged as an album if you find it online, called like Welcome to the Game or whatever. And like the songs on that are equally as good as like I feel like he doesn't make bad music. But I remember I had gotten fired on like my day off, like some Friday shit. They called me and they're like, yeah, you're fired, but we'll figure it out. All right. And then in one of those songs that I found like right at that time, he's like, they tell me that I'm fired and they say it so pleasant. And like that whole song has so many things that are like uncanny to my life. But I remember hearing that right after that had happened to me and being like, this fucking guy, like forever, is like one of the best rappers of all time.
I'll also go ahead and agree with Lemmy here, but I will add, just say the Saturation trilogy.
Yeah, I'd say one or two. 3, like even now, like it's good. If it was their only project, it would probably be in a high regard. But between 1 or 2,
I can't pick.
Fucking.
And the more time goes on, it's hard to pick.
It's hard. It's stupid to pick. But
there's an equal amount of greatness between both
one.
Of
just
those
has
albums.
A couple songs on it where I'm just like,
yeah, one has several songs that are just perfect.
Yeah, and 2 is fantastic. 3 is also really good. It's just like for me, it's 1 or 2 for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trilogy in general, like I can put those on. It's been difficult to listen to them after the whole fiasco at Soundset.
It has
the change, but it makes me sad.
I sent a regrettable text message this week out of anger.
You said some bold statements.
I have, but I've been very angry at the Brockhampton camp this week.
Yeah, it was just all very unpleasant. But regardless, yeah, the Saturation trilogy. That's another like time in your life. Like I feel like in 5 years, I'm gonna look back on that and remember so many specific.
I can even look back
on
year. I can even look back on just the past year when I listened to those songs and think about all the shit that all of us and the dads have done together and
that's
stuff.
That's what I mean. Like and getting to see them and everything.
God, that is something. That is such a treasured memory. I'm never gonna let go of. Like just us doing just that day. That show, the fact we got to see them in their prime like that, and I'm just never gonna forget seeing your drunken, angry face getting pushed around in the crowd, and then I actually saw you when you spun around during
Heat.
Yeah, during Heat, and you saw those kids,
all the white kids,
seeing your confused, concerned, drunk face. It's one of my favorite memories I'm always gonna have because it's just a very specific visual of that sea of people in my head, and just being able to pick out, you know how you can like pick out your friends in those moments, like in your mind when you see it. I can just see all of you just running crazy and being except Matt, because we don't know where the fuck he went.
But he was doing fine.
Yeah, he was doing great apparently, just getting all sweaty.
Yeah, we were all getting sweaty. I want to do a few other rapid fire ones if we can.
Yeah.
The Pew 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 album.
Fantastic.
Plus one technically is
fantastic.
What's called. Incredible front to back.
I will throw out every music fanboy says this, but Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys is one of my favorite albums.
I prefer Pet Sematary. I just visited the Pet Cemetery there. That got wild.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that road.
Pet Cemetery. My Achilles just gets cut. But, Dirty Sprite 2 by Future.
Ooh, 64 by Mellow Hype is one of my favorites.
Really?
Honest to God, yeah. And I was actually having a conversation with, I found a fellow old Odd Future fan
yes,
who lives in my current neighborhood.
I thought you were going to say lives in a garage, which I feel like makes sense.
It's true.
For out of work.
But no, we were actually discussing how great Earl's first tape was. The Earl mixtape.
Despite the things that we can no longer co-sign.
Despite the things we cannot co-sign, for a kid his age making a tape like that in 2010, I found out is when that came out. For a 15-year-old
kid to make that kind of, we want to talk lyricism. Everybody wants to talk fucking lyricism. A 15-year-old to some of those fucking, pan the camera was back to me and Pamela's amateur threesome with Hannah Montana's manager.
Name one 15-year-old that can do that.
That's fucking insane. Like even I was gonna say the other line, but I remember he says some regrettable things.
We stopped ourselves just.
But yeah, the lyricism insane. Doris is also a very good album.
Doris is good. I can't listen to I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. That album is too.
It's too sad.
Very sad.
Very dark.
I really feel for Earl. I don't know what he's going through, but like I want him to be better.
I want the music, but I know he's not in a good place.
I just want Earl Sweatshirt to be better.
Yeah, well, his dad
free
died
Earl from his emotional prison.
I had the fucking Free Earl shirt when he was locked up. I wore that bitch everywhere.
Yeah, Free Earl has not aged well.
No, I didn't. What else we got? I love it was my holy grail of a record that I got last year, I think. Gil Scott-Heron, Pieces of a Man.
Beautiful album.
Put that on a Sunday morning while you're drinking your coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Go listen to that, because I know you fucking listening, you haven't listened to that. So go listen to that. That's like outside of the realm of everything else we've mentioned. I don't know, there's a lot of good albums, but those are definitely like ones I can put on at any point and be happy with.
Yeah, everything I threw off the top of my head, it's that stuff where it's like I can't really think of something I want to listen to, so I'll just throw those on and be like,
it's always like a safety net. When I when my one MP3 player broke and I had to go off my phone, I literally like go in and I put Blonde and Channel Orange, honestly, and if you can put Nostalgia Ultra on a phone, that as well. Basically, Frank's career is damn near flawless. But yeah, like those albums are the ones where I'm like, oh, what do I do? And then just pop one of those on. I spent like the last Saturday just playing all Frank Ocean in the morning. And motherfucker.
Maybe we should just play all Frank Ocean tomorrow afternoon when we're working on our dad project.
Yeah, let's all cry.
I mean, what better way to bond?
I mean, also, if we're talking podcasts, if you spend time listening to podcasts, which it seems like you do because you're hearing this, the podcast Dissect, their first season was them breaking down To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. I did not listen to that one. I'm sure it's good with the research the guy does and how intense it is. That's just not one of my favorite albums. The second season was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and he pointed out things in an album that I've heard like a ridiculous amount of times that I've never even noticed. And this season is Blonde, but he's starting with all Channel Orange as well, and we haven't even gotten in. It's currently in the season, and we're only like towards the end of Channel Orange, and I'm already like, this is fucking fantastic. Like, incredible. The guy does so much research. So yeah, if you like any of those albums, like listen to this shit. It's fucking so well done. And yeah, tell us your fucking favorite album.
Yeah, send us all the shit you listen to. Because we put out a playlist every couple of weeks with music that we're just banging to.
Yeah, we do that, don't we?
Yeah, and I would love it if we could get some more varied, wonderful music on there. So send us the shit that you're bummed. I have people in my personal life send me songs that sometimes end up on the playlist. So who knows? Send us some shit and it could end up on the next playlist. We're both very
we're rap centric, but we both listen to a wide variety.
Yeah,
of things.
There's even things that I send to go on the playlist that don't end up making the cut because some of my shit is...
Well, even sometimes it's just songs, but sometimes I'm specifically like, yeah, we're not going to put that on there. But it's usually... it's always 13 songs on the playlist. So
you can send us anything, and we will listen to it. We'll at least give it a shot.
Yeah, and we might talk about it, whatever. We've also said if you make music or any sort of art, we'll review it. We got one that was unfavorable, so I don't know if that turned all the people off.
But they do still like our stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, they're still around, so shout out to them. But yeah, if you make something, we'll also look at it or listen to it or feel it or tickle it a little bit. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with art. I've never learned.
Suckle from art's teat?
Yeah, suckle from art's teat. That sounds like an old man.
It does. Art is the name of the sorry guy.
Oh, fuck. On that note.
We could get through an episode without mentioning him.
Yeah, rest in peace to Art.